Citius, Altius, Fortius. These three Latin words have been inspiring Olympians and Paralympians since 776 BC. Citius, Altius, Fortius, which stand for, I thought someone was going to say it, swifter, higher, stronger. It's these three Latin words that give us a directory or trajectory of where we can go. Because these three Latin words are not written in the superlative form of swiftest, highest, or strongest. Because if they were written that way, we could have our best performances today, but there'd be no place to go tomorrow. Because they're written swiftest or swifter, higher, stronger, we can have our best performance today and we can be even greater tomorrow. It's kind of like how we all come to Toastmasters. Because each one of us wants to be a little bit better tomorrow than we were today. Now, in understanding resources for entertainment, one of the ways in which we can start and begin our speeches is by collecting resources that will engage the audience through a personal journey, personal life experience. The reason I can choose Citius, Altius, Fortius is because I've gone through that Olympic journey myself, and it makes it a connection that is much stronger than me starting off with somebody else's words that do not connect to my story. And I think there are really three areas in which we can choose to help define some resources for our next speeches that we should consider. The first is through professional or our professions and doing opposing professions. So for example, last week I was speaking to the various chemical companies, and every one of them thinks that their profession in human resources is unique to them. But if I take an opposing resource and put it and align it right next to them, juxtapose it to them, they might be able to see that they are not the only ones in that boat. So for what example I do is I use competitive advantage or competitive excellence. My journey as an athlete, I look for who are my competitors, what do I need to do with those competitors, how do I beat them, how do I gain the advantage, and using those anecdotal stories and juxtaposing it with that various chemical company, then puts them into a different mindset and state. The second one is, as Barry so eloquently said, is not to use personal story, but I sometimes just diss the manuals because I think personal stories can be used as props. As Charlotte said in my introduction, I'm an amputee. So therefore, my personal journey, I can use the prop with my artificial leg, show it to an audience, and it connects them to a journey that they may have had in their life. So what is it in your life that you can use as a personal prop that can help that story along and move it along more quickly? The third thing, I believe, is props. Props will synergize audiences together. For example, with that various chemical company last week, they were having trouble with teamwork and team dynamics. So how do we get them engaged? Through props or through their own story journey with that prop. So for example, I would like all of us to stand up. I have a prop. It is my relay baton. We're going to have a race with this relay baton. I'm going to start off with Charlotte. I'm going to say on the mark, set, go. It must touch everybody's hand all the way around and then come back to me. All right? See how fast we can do it. On your mark, get set, go.
Linda, are you trying this? I
That was good. I like that. Because, here's why I like this. Use usually when I say this exercise, because I was on time, is that you cannot run the baton all the way around into everybody's hand, and you cannot throw it all the way through. So, I want you to now say, we'll sit down, and let's understand what this represented to you. What did you experience as this relay baton was going all the way through?
Connection.
Connection. Okay, what else?
Teamwork.
Teamwork, what else?
Anticipation.
Anticipation, very good. What else?
Focus.
Focus, okay, what else?
Anxiety.
Anxiety. Okay, okay.
Wanna drop it?
One more.
Everyone else's germs.
Confidence, everybody. All the above. There is no wrong answer because now you're using the audience with the prop to gain the answers back. And I will get more answers back than I ever would have thought about of trying to deliver it as a talking head. Now, what if the relay baton is changed from a prop to a product, a work product, and this is now the Toastmaster product? How would that be different? What would you say then?
I don't understand the question.
So the question is, instead of the relay baton just being a baton, now it turns into the product of all of us trying to be better in Citius Altius Fortius as a communicator. How does this then change? Your interpretation of it.
I don't see it changing. It's
It
still
becomes
about
a
teamwork.
representation.
So what?
It becomes a representation.
Yes.
That's how it is.
And what'd you say?
I don't see it changing. It's all about teamwork and passing on.
Exactly
and
right.
working together.
And nothing changes with inside of it.
Ah,
Every single thing that we have said is the same thing that of this stick. So let us do this, and then one last thing, and as we go to Citius Altius Fortis, because we all will grow through that baton exchange, we all learn and grow. Let's all just kumbaya, hold hands. Hold hands together. Y'all must be touching, y'all must be touching. And if we are really good, if we're really good, we will close the circuit and grow together.